Thursday edition of PFT Live. A little take your pick. The most indispensable non-quarterbacks for the four teams that won the divisions in the AFC last year. We begin with the Buffalo Bills, 13-4. They have owned that division in recent years. Who is the most indispensable non-quarterback on the roster, Christopher?
I think I'd go to the middle linebacker, Matt Milano. That'd be the guy that I'd look at. We saw him get hurt last year, and the defense wasn't quite the same. Middle linebackers, you look at every really good defense in the league right now. They got a middle linebacker who can fly around the football field, all three downs, pass coverage, run game, do it all, right? They're the quarterbacks of the defense. They get everybody lined up that way. With a guy like Sean McDermott, who they do some crazy stuff on defense and have different rules when the guy goes in motion and everything like that. He's the guy that can keep everybody sharp and playing that way. He's the guy to me that pops the most when he is healthy, flying sideline to sideline. And I think he's, one of the leaders of the football team. So Matt Milano's the guy I think I look at to be that man in Buffalo.
And, if the issue of indispensability comes down to how effed are they if the guy's not there, they have survived without Milano in recent years. And they've been okay. They've managed to cobble through it.
Right.
And, look, maybe this is a bias toward the point we were just making about getting running backs properly taken care of, but I think that because I look around, I almost said nobody because it's kind of like there really isn't. It's Josh Allen and a supporting cast, and there really isn't one that you're like, well, without that guy, the show's over.
That's my problem with Buffalo a little bit, right, that I always say. They don't have that guy to make a big play in a big moment other than 17. But, I hear what you're saying. Go ahead. Who are you going to take there? You're taking the
I'd say
guy.
James Cook.
Yeah.
I'd say James Cook.
He was my other guy, right? That was the other guy I looked at. And even back into our last segment, I was a little bit like, man, James Cook and Kyron Williams, I thought had a little more leverage than what they ultimately, bowed down to. And the fact that I just want to go, nah, Ray Davis is nice backup, but he ain't you, James Cook. That offense will not be the same if he was out there week 1 or week 2. But either way, I think I'm with you there. I like James Cook a lot. I really do. I think that's a good pick by you for sure.
Baltimore Ravens, who is the most dispensable or indispensable, slight difference in the word, other than their quarterback and two-time MVP Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, other than like one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen in our life. There's two guys here that it comes to me. It's Madubuike, right, the defensive tackle, and Zay Flowers. I'll go with Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, to me, is the guy. They need him out there. Rashad Bateman has always been a question mark about staying healthy. Hasn't been consistent that way. You got DeAndre Hopkins, where he's at a point of his career, I don't know really what to expect. Zay Flowers, with the ball in his hand in space, is about as dangerous as anybody in the game right now, and he takes their offense to another level. So I'll go him there.
And this is another team where it's hard once you take the quarterback off the board to see a guy that has the same impact. And I guess that's the idea. That just shows how important Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are, because there's no one else in the starting lineup that you can even put in the same category for overall greatness.
No.
I'll go with Kyle Hamilton because I think he's such an important part of the defense.
Yeah.
Now, they would still find a way without him, and we see them cobble together whatever defense they have to with whoever's available and whoever isn't. But I'll go to the defensive side of the ball. You went to the offensive side of the ball, and I'll say Kyle Hamilton. Also Derrick Henry. But see that they're established. They were established without Derrick Henry. It's Lamar Jackson and company. It's Josh Allen and company. That's what I think we're struggling with here.
Yeah, I think a little bit. I like the Ravens roster better than the Bills, but is there I think what you're talking a little bit is like they're a Travis Kelce or a Chris Jones, where we'd go, wait, that's the best at their position and that's the best at his position. I don't know if either one of those teams. Kyle Hamilton might be that guy. You picked a great one there. He's arguably one of the best at his position, and I like Zay Flowers. I think he's very important to what they do.
All right, Texans, who do you have there?
Man, there's a few here. Now, the Texans got some superstars. Right? I mean, they got Derek Stingley who can lock down anybody. They do. They got two pass rushers who can get to the quarterback against anybody. They got Azeez El-Shaair in the middle, who's just a beast, right? The guy, though, I think they fall off when they don't have is Nico Collins. And because we have some young guys they drafted at the receiver position to go along with Christian Kirk, who's a good player. But as we saw last year, when Nico Collins wasn't healthy and dealing with a hamstring issue, that offense fell apart. They weren't the same. So I look at him to be the guy that's irreplaceable in this one. Is that right? Irreplaceable?
Irreplaceable, indispensable. Yeah. Same word, same idea. I'd rather have my own, but I agree with you because we saw last year what happened when they didn't have Nico Collins.
Yeah,
we saw it. And this year around him, there isn't really a clear alternative. You know, they took a chance on Christian Kirk. They have Jaden Higgins. He's projected to be in the starting lineup. Tank Dell's coming back from that horrible injury. We won't see him this year. Nico Collins, I think you're right because it's a much different team when he's there and when he's not. All right, one more division winner from 2024 where we look at the player that is most indispensable, if any, other than the quarterback. And it's kind of the same dilemma that we had with the Bills and the Ravens when we turned to the Chiefs because it's Patrick Mahomes and company. Although, as you pointed out earlier, Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, a couple of the best at their position. Are they still so good that they would be regarded as indispensable?
I don't know. You know, I think Chris Jones is still maybe in that category, even though maybe not quite as dominant, right? And so I'm not going to pick him, even though I think he's up there, right? I thought about George Karlaftis. He's their best pass rusher. He's one. Trent McDuffie is another one, right? Because of what he does at corner, you go, hey, he can lock people up, and Spags can do all this other stuff. I'm going to go outside the box, though. I'm going to go with a guy who hasn't even played a damn snap yet, the left tackle, Josh Simmons. I'm going to do it. Were you going to do it, too?
I was going to say a year from now, we'll say Josh Simmons.
I'm going to go with it right now from everything I've heard out there and what he's doing and how he's playing, and that's a position of need, and it's been a problem the last few years, and it's amazing that they go to the Super Bowl, even with that being a problem, because you don't hear that much. Super Bowl team left tackle problem, I'll go Josh Simmons.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.